There's a lot of ideas that I found valuable in this book, Same as Ever by Morgan Housel, but there's one in particular that I really want to talk about, and it's that the best ideas are unplanned, and free time can actually lead to more efficiency. And this is kind of a paradoxical idea, but I'll sort of explain it with a couple examples. So, Einstein, one of the greatest thinkers of our time, he would take really long walks on the beach just to think about his theories and his different ideas. He would also take some time during the workday to lay down on his couch, stare at the ceiling, and just visualize his imagination. This came at the expense of time that he could have been cranking out numbers and equations, but instead he took to just take this time to himself because he knew how important it was. Mozart, as well, the famous composer, also said the same thing basically. He said that some of his best ideas came whenever he was in his carriage, taking a walk, or in bed at night and couldn't sleep. And I really resonate with that last one because it's actually decently often that I'll find myself laying in bed and I can't sleep, and it'll get to the point where I just get up and I start writing in my journal because I'm having these crazy ideas that I need to get out and I don't want to forget them. But I also will have these times where I'm walking around or I'm driving where I will have some really great ideas of my own. So another thing that I want to talk about is the 9 to 5 disadvantage. That's kind of how I've been thinking about it. And another example to sort of describe this is in war. It's tough to make strategic decisions whenever you're constantly caught up in these small battles and these small tactical decisions. You need a lull in the fight to be able to take a step back and make a larger strategic decision. Well, those that are in a 9 to 5 or basically have completely packed schedules don't have this time to take a step back that actually helps them unpack their schedule. And that's what I have been considering the 9 to 5 disadvantage. And it's that you already don't have enough time to make those larger strategic decisions to get yourself out of the 9 to 5 in the first place. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, the journalist who then went on to write The Black Swan and Fooled by Randomness, two super popular books that I'm sure many of you have read, he said that let me look here because I don't want to ruin it, that success is having time to kill, and efficient calendars are packed, but they come at the expense of what is largely the biggest contributors to success. So basically these gaps in time, he's saying, and this is from looking at very many successful people, that these are what really contribute to success in the long run. It's not having these super packed schedules. And this is a trap that I've fallen into where I'll schedule out every single minute of every single day where I won't even waste a single second, or I'll try my best not to waste a single second. But sometimes that's not what is really going to lead to success. I wouldn't even say sometimes. Most of the time, that's not even what's really going to lead to success. You need to put in the work. You need to have that hard work, but you also need these times to take a step back. So recently, actually, I took some time to just walk around the lake. I took my journal with me, and I would write a little bit, and then I'd go walk a little further. I'd sit down, and then I'd write a little bit more. And I was taking some time to think about what I really want my life to look like, and how exactly am I going to get there. Well, yeah, that came at the expense of me actually spending the time to get there, but it was so important to get my bearings straight, get my compass back on, exactly pointing north and exactly where I want to be, and then I can go back to the work and I'm more efficient because of it. I used to set some time aside to journal every day, and I'd like to definitely get that back going because it was so important and so helpful. So another sort of example of that same thing is if you look at Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. They've basically reached the point now where they can do whatever they want, but they still work. And within their workday, it's all leisurely. They don't schedule any meetings. They can do whatever they want, and they'll even take naps in their office. In fact, Warren Buffett was famous for having a bed in his office because sometimes during the day he would just go take a nap. And it's those breaks and having that leisure time that I think led to a lot of their success. Of course, they were, I guess, successful probably before they started to do some of that stuff, but I think some of their greatest success came afterwards. So really just to sum all this up, the most efficiency is not from having these packed schedules, it's also with these increments of time where you can let your mind wander, use your imagination, and see the bigger picture. Because whenever you're caught in these small tasks, these day-to-day things, it can really take you away from the larger vision, basically.